Okay. Hopefully we are live because it says we are. So hopefully we are good. Has been a little bit of an exciting morning in terms of uh, the the dawdling household. Um, the other, I guess, like maybe even a week ago at this point, um, we had in the middle of the night one of the outlets in the bathroom, hall bath, started making noise. Of course, I didn't realize like exactly what it was. I just heard like a weird like mechanical electrical rattle in the middle of the night. Um, so I hopped up out of bed and went to check on mom because she's still recovering. I was like, you know, is it something she's doing in the because she fell and was trying to get attention? Anyway, it's not. She was fine. She was asleep. I walked around the house, tried to figure out if there was anything else. Um, just the bathroom smelled kind of like burnt hair. Um, and the smell like dissipated pretty quickly. So I was like, okay, am I dreaming? Like, I didn't really want to go outside to figure out if it was the AC unit. I figured if the AC unit was burning out, we would know because it would start getting hotter. Anyway, um, so we ordered we tested some things in the morning light, and because we usually have a night light in there, um, and the night light was not working. So we checked the nightlight and it works in another plug. So the nightlight is not the problem. It didn't burn out, but it wasn't working in the plug. So we figured, okay, well, the outlet, the socket has gone awry. And it's one of the like special grounding ones. Um, so I ordered a replacement and apparently got the wrong amperage. So that's a whole nother story. Um, but we didn't realize that till just a little bit ago. Um, anyway, we flipped the breaker that says it's for the hall bath and the uh, bedroom number 1, which is the bedroom that's across the hall from it. Um, and it was still live, still hot. So, but we didn't realize it at that time. We thought it was off. Silly us. So we were going about trying to change it. We managed to get the old one off. I did get a small shock on the back of my finger, and I was like, there's a bit. But I thought I was touching the ground wire and one of the hot wires, one of the black wires. And so I was like, okay, well maybe that was it. I won't do that again. Um, and so then we were having trouble getting the wires into the new outlet. And so my dad cut the curlicues and was going to strip the wires and start anew. And it started throwing sparks. So we're like, okay, it's in fact not off. So so we just gotta like took a break, put some little the caps over the exposed ends, um, turn the breakers back to normal, like read the electrical box labeling because somebody didn't do a great job labeling it. Um, but we had previously hired electricians to make sure everything was okay, and they said it was fine, and the labels were all correct. Anyway, so we have figured out, we think, that there is another switch that is specifically labeled like GFI bath and outdoor plug. So we think that's the right one. But it does mean I have to go back and because it's a different amperage. It's a 20 amp versus what we had purchased thinking it was the correct thing. We had purchased a 15 amp. Um, so, but dad is at the point where he's like, we'll just flip everything off just to make sure. um, but we'll have to like figure that out. It's is a mess. But yeah, throwing sparks this morning in the house was a little bit of a heart pounding situation of like, ah. So we also called our neighbors and we were like, hey, do you have any electricians you recommend? Just in case he's. So we've gotten one name, and then another neighbor is going to call back once his wife is back from lunch with her friends. So, because apparently she's the one who has all of the numbers and the tradesmen in her brain, and he's like, I'm just a house husband. He's not, but he retired before her, and apparently that's always how they allocated things, which is fine. It's just sort of like, it's not the traditional, because a lot of tradesmen want to talk to the guy, want to talk to the husband, because they assume the husband is the one that's more knowledgeable about that kind of thing, or more experienced, or whatever. But yeah, so his wifey is going to call me back. They're both really sweet. They're super sweet. Here's where I said hello. Hello. I mean, sorry for just like word vomiting at you. Stacy, this is in regards to the poll for today, which is, what kind of diversion or distraction would your main character cause? Stacy says, my female main character likes to be the distraction, so she walks in the front so that others can do the work. Nice. So I think that might fall under the fourth option. So the options are causing an explosion, faking a hostage situation of some sort, staging or arranging for an argument or a lover's spat, or they're just walking in the front door, either because they have no strategy or because other people are doing the strategic ninjaing around. So yeah, what else has gone on? I had a bit of an outing yesterday, went to a couple different stores. I did go back to Michael's and I got the remaining skeins that they had of this colorway so that I can finish the blanket. And they had 2 more skeins of the sort of like cobalt blue that I got, which has like a purple undertone. It's really pretty. And then I picked up another solid color that is the same type of yarn that goes with the cobalt, I think, nicely. Let's see if I can. It's on the other side. Sorry. We'll just show all the yarns, right? So I picked up the last 3 of these. And then this is the colorway that I want to do a Celtic inspired cardigan. We'll see if I can actually do the pattern. But yeah, so it's this really pretty blue. It's a little darker in person, and it does have a purple undertone in person. And they had this like lavender that I think goes really well with it in person. So it doesn't pick up quite as, this doesn't pick up quite as purpley on screen, but I think this will be really nice. And I think I should be able to post the pattern that I'm thinking of. Where I know it's on Ravelry. Here we go. Just thinking about it. Where did it go? How come Instagram and Facebook come up but not Ravelry? Let's see if I can find it. Oh, they're telling me to log in. I'll have to show y'all later, but it's really pretty. I have it on my phone, pulled up. So if they haven't logged me out there, this is the pattern I'm thinking of, but they did not have like a gold in the yarn. They apparently don't make a sort of goldy color, goldish, orangish. They don't make a color like that. So I figured the sort of purpley blue with the pale lavender might look really nice. So yeah, that's the name of it, is the Fuck AI Celtic Coat by Earth Tricks. So that's going to be, I think, my next project after I'm finished with the blanket that I'm currently doing. We shall see. We've had some nice cooler weather, but it's going back up today, which sucks. Yeah, I think I saw last week's weather. It was like cooler temperatures expected by Friday. And then they were like, rising temperatures expected by Sunday. Like, okay, that's a real short window in which the temperature changed. But hey, it is only 86 right now. So it looks cool. You've really gotten back into hoodies because the hood helps with your headache. Nice. The pattern is $10, but it comes in, like, it has the different size. It has 4 different sizes, I think. And it comes with like the cropped version versus the long version. And so the cropped version, I think, is a pullover. And the long version is either you can leave it open or you do a zipper. So I might be brave and figure out the zipper. Or have my mom do it. Because she knows how to do the sewing machine and put in zippers, even though I know she hates zippers. So that might not be, she's more experienced with it than me. 84 degrees here. Nice. Yeah, it's been I think the other day it rained a good bit during the day, and it stayed overcast. So it was fantastic because the temperature was probably upper 70s. Which was fantastic. It was so good. So you can never make it. Fabric arts have never been something you learn to accomplish. I'm trying to learn, but like looking at that, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have to figure out how to do the like front and back post stitches, which I've not done before. I haven't fully read the pattern yet, but I'm anticipating that's probably going to be a thing. Otherwise, I don't think you get the texture of the over-under for the Celtic knot aspect of the design. I also don't know if it's going to require changing colors as you go, or if you're going to have to like do the Celtic and like stitch it on. Do the Celtic knot and sort of like slip stitch it onto like the pocket or whatever. So we'll have to figure it out, but that's for after I figure out how to stitch this blanket together, because I have essentially I got the 3 skeins so that I can have 6 squares that are yay big, and then I have 2 additional skeins to do a border with, and each one of these has like a little bit of yarn left, potentially enough to do like a double crochet all the way across. So we shall see, but it probably only all the way across one side. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I want in terms of connecting the squares before I do the big border. So, all right. Now that I have nettered on at you, also I still have to do my setup for August because I haven't done that yet. Haven't even thought about it, other than I need to do it. So, at some point, I need to do it. But I don't think it's going to be today because I would like to start this week off on the correct foot and doing actual writing. So, our cats for the day have been pulled. And then I need to pull a card for today. All right, the card for today is the grasshopper. It's number 30. Take a leap of faith. So we have cats and taking a leap. Number 30. There we go. Is anybody else doing anything special or trying to start the week off in a particular way? What are you doing today on this Monday of Mondays? The last Monday of July, which is kind of crazy. Our first cat says, laughter is the best medicine, but it only works if you get the joke. So we have a very serious looking cat who is saying, haha, or rather the owners have written haha for it. And then we have poetry, rain, rain, go away, come again another day. We want to see the pigeons play. So here are two cats in the midst of their bird watching. They look so fluffy. They look like you could bury your face in their chest fur and just sink in for quite some time if the cat would let you. Because I know some cats don't like that. Okay, the grasshopper, which looks more like one of those big old locusts that you get in Florida that need to be squished. But anyway, grasshopper, take a leap of faith. Right now, you are poised to jump up into the next level of your life and move forward into something even better than you could have ever imagined. When the grasshopper appears, it is a fortuitous time to take a leap into the unknown. The grasshopper represents the innovative spirit that says, why not? And has faith in the powers of co-creation. You are being called to trust that this is the right time to go with that idea, that relationship, or that situation. Take the risks. For abundance in all forms will show up for you. Wondrous things await when the grasshopper appears. You are not going to go backwards, so listen to your intuition rather than your fearful ego that resists any change and clings worriedly to what was. Luck is on your side. Jump up and forward with confidence, for the spirit has so much in store for you if only you take the leap. Sounds like a great card. Ooh, Monique, hello. Hello from Vacation Land. Excellent. Can't go into detail right now. I'm just happy to have time off. Yeah. Welcome. I hope your vacation is going fantastically and enjoy it. Enjoy your vacation. Steve says, I do plan on writing here today. You actually wrote about 300 words yesterday. Nice. You took almost a week off. Hopefully the week off was rejuvenating. And hopefully today will go well. Grasshopper sounds perfect for today. Well, good. I'm glad. All right. We have our intent to do some writing, some work. All I can say right now is that you've been spending lots of time with your extended family and you've worn dresses for 3 days straight, including today. Somebody getting married? You're in full Filipino auntie mode because you're chilling in a nice dress. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. All right. So we've had the cat, we've had the cards, and we need to pull up our document or whatever it is that we're going to work on. Whether it's a shiny new idea, whether it's getting a little bit more done in our current work in progress, editing things, whatever it may be. All right, document is up. Make sure you have something to hydrate with because that is important. We need to hydrate. So he says, part of what has me from writing, it has kept you from writing, is that you know the next scenes. There are like 3 main ones, and then the story is over. Oh, so you're kind of that reluctance to end it and sort of like leave the story. Yeah. Or like just a lot of lunches and family get-togethers and dressing for warm weather. Gotcha. You're going to update your vacation journal. Nice. You bought a Voyager's notebook, so it's kind of an off-brand Traveler's. I always thought Traveler's notebook was like the size, and sort of like the build before you had the little tiny inserts into like the three elastics. Is that kind of like Kleenex? It's like facial tissue, but we call it Kleenex, even though it's not Kleenex branded, I guess. But nice. I hope you enjoy it, and I'm glad that you came to see us. Okay, we need a timer though. Let's start with the ducks. If I can get this. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a cat over here. It says, "Sleep can wait." You've got books and a mug of either coffee or black tea. Late night jazz for reading and coffee. Warm vintage noir jazz for quiet hours. It's like a 2-hour, 10-minute like lo-fi situation. But I'm like, that cat, just yes, I like it. Very Halloween vibes though. I've gotten a couple of sort of like autumn themed things that have popped up on my For You page already. I'm like, somebody can't wait till summer's over, even though it feels like it just got started. Okay, let's do this. 1, save your document. 2 is make sure you have something to sip and sip on it. Cheers. 3 is to straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. 4 is make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, y'all. I'm trying to figure out where I have. That's not it either. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to look for that. Another reason why I need to clean my desk. Okay. It's not what I was hoping for. Great. I'm gonna have to find that. Like ASAP. Okay. I usually keep my like usernames and passwords and stuff in my little like tangerine notebook from Notebook Therapy. It's got like a little scene there. But the one that I have not put in here yet is the one for like paying off the hospital bill. And that's, I had it on one of these little yellow notebooks, and I seem to have either misplaced it or skipped the page. So I'm going to have to find it. It might be in the office. I like got to go and double check. And then I have to make sure that I put it in where it's supposed to be, because otherwise I don't know what I'm going to do. Because I know it was not my usual password. So I've got to figure that out, because anyway, it's probably in the office. It's fine. Anyway. Let's see. So Diane snuck in and hid. Maz also came in and said, just popping in, you've got too many chores to do today to write properly, but maybe you'll get a few words done. And asked how mom's doing. Mom's doing great. She's healing well. She's still tired, but she stays up too late reading and can't go to sleep and all that. So she's back to her normal tired instead of fighting off an infection tired. Here's a link to the Peter Popper collections, which is the Voyager's Notebook. So Traveler's Notebook is specifically a brand from Japan, and Voyager's is kind of like the American version. Gotcha. Makes sense. Monique has updated your journal. Excellent. Charlie is here and says, hello, you're working on an assignment for the archives class today. I'm curious to know what the assignment is, but if you don't feel like sharing, that's fine. Monique says you're thankful that today is a little bit more chill than the last couple of days, but also has given us a clue as to what magic tomorrow holds, which will be exciting. It's going to be a whole new world. You'll be dimension hopping like Doctor Strange in the multiverse. Yes. I did find the link for the Celtic coat, which looks, again, I sort of didn't have a great way to share this, but this is the, I wonder if it'll, here we go. The cropped and zipped version, cropped or full length for this coat, which is cute. Again, the pattern is $10. It is crochet. They do have like a suggested yarn and how much yardage you'll need. And then down here, they do tell you for the different sizes, sort of like what the pit-to-pit measurement and the circumference is, length, and then how many skeins of the main color that you would need. and for the cropped version versus the long version. And that's at the type of yarn they used. So 137 yards per skein. So if you're using a bigger skein, you'd have to do the math calculations for that. But yeah, so it's a very cute pattern. I like it, and I'm hoping it's doable. I'm hoping, because it looks really cool. Winky wink. Yes. It's good to hear that Mom's doing good. Yeah, I can't say anything about reading too late to the. Yeah, no, me either. Me either. I can't, because that's just habit at this point sometimes. You're gluing minis today. Nice. Stacy got distracted. Oh well. They do look cozy, yes. And I'm the yarn that the yarn line that this is, even though it's acrylic, it's very soft. So, and I know it'll be warm because, again, acrylic gets really warm. So I'm hoping that the cobalt and lavender will do really good together. They also had like a green, kind of like a sage green, but the lavender was on clearance, and they had more, so I can always go back and get some more of the lavender. So yeah. Charlie says, I'm working on a finding aid. Okay. It's in the front intro information about archival collections with bios about the creators and materials and what topics the materials. Okay. So you're working on essentially what would be kind of like a card catalog or a table of contents, but for the archive. Nice. So do you have to create one for like a shelf or one for the whole archive? And is this like a hypothetical, or is this like they're actually having you do their job? Unpaid labor and all that. Yeah. So yes. Yep. Table of contents / card catalog. Yeah. Okay. Let's sort of head into the second sprint. Again, don't forget to answer the poll, which is what kind of diversion would your main character be making? Causing an explosion of some sort, faking a hostage situation, staging an argument or lover's spat, or no real strategy, just walk in the front, or they're the one walking in the front while the others are doing the sneaky things. All right, so that's the poll. Make sure you vote in that. Let's get started, and I'm going to find that sheet of paper that has my username and password so that I can log in and do that later today, because that's important. I need to pay the bills. So 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. Charlie says, the example I have is a collection of family papers that the University of Oregon has. So it's a few boxes of letters and photographs. Gotcha. Okay. So just a portion. All right, let's do this. So that was 4. 4 is if you need a break, take a break. And you're going to do 30 minutes of flowers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How did we do? I did, like, I intended to go to the office to find, like, the notepad that had the information that I needed on it, so that I could write it in my little book. And it was sitting on my end tables over there at the foot of my bed. So I found it real quick, which is great. So that way I didn't have to struggle so much to find it, which is great. So I've written that in my, like, username and password log sheet so that I have all of them in one place, which is what I need. I did some calculations on sort of word count versus chapter averages and stuff, and sort of where I'm headed for a estimated total versus where I would like to be. Which, as always, I'm going to be over what I want to be, so I'm going to have to cut down. But yeah. Don't forget to do your self-promo, as Kara has done. Mom Maggie came in and said hello. I asked about the rain. Mom Maggie says we've barely had a sprinkle the other day, but the temps have been over 100, which is just too dry and too hot. But Mama Maggie has some good news. The rain has fallen over a few of the wildfires, so they're more controlled now, which is great. Yeah, we've only had a couple of thunderstorms, only a couple of, like, real downpour type, call them gully washers, frog stranglers, that kind of thing, like, that are very typical for summer afternoons in the South. We've only had, like, one in the last 3 weeks, and usually it's like one every afternoon or every other afternoon. Most summers it's like, it's definitely dry. Definitely dry. Our the guy who does our lawn came by. He was like, this was 2 weeks ago. He was like, wow, y'all's are still green, because we had watered a couple times. He said most of his clients, their grass is all just brown and shriveled and dying. So Kara has self-promo. I have new book promo posts up on Reader's Roost, and there's the link for that. Yes, good to hear that rain is falling over the wildfires. Yes. Kara also has new promo posts up on the Substack, Ornery Owl's post. No, sorry, Ornery Owl's Roost. I was trying to read 2 lines at once there. You're making sausage, peppers, and rice bowls for lunch. Ooh, that does sound tasty. Like bell peppers or spicy peppers? Charlie has got the formatting matched to the example that your professor gave you, which is half the battle. Yeah, formatting is so finicky. So yes, Kara's lunch does sound delicious. Becca is here. Hi. Hello. Welcome. If y'all haven't checked out Becca's Instagram in the last couple days with the Comic-Con and the taser bag, super cute. Love it. Andy says hi to Becca. Funky is here, says yo. Andy says yo back to Funky. Funky also says yo. I keep waiting for you to go yo ho ho because you have a pirate mug, right? And Becca said thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so I've gotten like maybe 475-ish words, somewhere in there. I feel like I'm not making a huge amount of progress. I feel like my brain is definitely on other things. But I feel like I should give it another shot for the 3rd sprint, because that's what we're here for. We're here for trying to get stuff done. But I'm also, like, trying to figure out a bunch of other stuff in my brain. Like I need to order a new outlet that's the correct amperage. Possibly need to order 4 more skeins of the cobalt blue. But I probably shouldn't until I like figure out how the yarn is going to work up compared to the pattern. Need to do health insurance payments and stuff. If you haven't paid for it, for yours is due at the end of the month. Remember, you got to do that. We should put on auto pay, but I like to like double check every month and be like, yes, I did it. So it's kind of on me. It's a fair call out that you should be saying yo ho ho. Exactly. You should be. Especially if you are going to be sipping coffee out of your pirate mug today. Becca says hello to Funky. Putting in the zipper for the taser bag was a struggle. Yeah, so with the pattern that I linked earlier, the cardigan has an option for like the zip or a pullover crop. And I'm kind of like, I don't love cropped stuff. But I also don't really want to put in a zipper. So I figure if I just make it as a cardigan, then I'm sure like I could put some buttons on there and figure out buttonholes. Or I could just leave it as an open cardigan, which is not a bad thing in my brain. So, because I really don't want to do the zipper. I think I have attempted to do maybe 2 zippers in my life, and I did not do well at either. And Mom had to come rescue me, and she also hates zippers. So most of the things that she ever sewed for us, very, very rarely had zippers. She had a couple of pieces that did have zippers. Because of the structure of the pattern, but most of the time it was like elastic. We have these really cute pictures of us in like zoo animal print and in 2 different colors. I think mine was like I think mine was a white background and my brother's was a yellow background, but like zebras and tigers and giraffes and all that kind of palm trees and stuff. And like a top and a short set when we were little, and we wore those when we went to the Jacksonville Zoo because that was our zoo outfit. So yeah. So bell peppers, sausage, and rice bowls. Yes, tasty. Sounds very tasty. Your brain is on other things to do, which sucks. Yeah, I don't know if it's because it's Monday and we're not like back into the swing of things, or if it's just today in general, or just like the last 2 weeks have been a little crazy. Normally zippers aren't that bad, but this is an extreme case. Yeah, because you're trying to put it into a taser bag essentially, but you've used magnets on cardigans. Ooh, magnets! I hadn't thought about that. And button-up shirts, and they've worked amazingly. Nice. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how I want to, like if I want to close it, how I would do it. So, well, Maggie says, I'm taking all the cloth off the secondhand stroller car seat combo to wash it. $40 for a 300 set. Thank you, Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. 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 As long as you have you checked and made sure that the car seat doesn't have any recalls. Like, I mean, I hate to put that out there. I'm hoping it doesn't. But sometimes they have recalls. So you may want to do a quick Google. I don't know how to make Google sound fancy because it's not. Okay, I'm gonna scroll this down to 25 because I think my brain is probably going to have a little issue here again. And then we can see how we did in this 25 minutes. And doesn't have any recalls. Yay! Excellent. That's fantastic. Woohoo! All right, and Funky, you need coffee so that you can send us all the caffeine through the internet, right? So that hopefully then our brain will work. Our collective brain cell, right? We're gonna be like the orange cats and share a brain cell between all of us. Yes. Mom Maggie says we have an infant car seat half already. So now we have 2 car seats and 1 stroller. Great. Yeah, it makes us so happy. It made you so happy to find the combo. Yeah, 100%. And Funky is yes, Mom Maggie has the tea and coffee for us as well. Excellent. Good. Yeah, I did have a matcha latte this morning. And it honestly I can't tell if it's helped or not. So I'm not 100% sure. Having a car seat for each car is amazing. Yes, because then you don't have to keep switching the base, which is annoying. So yeah, that's what Bestie has one. Now she has a pair in her car and a pair in her mother's car, so that should they have to switch cars, which they do kind of often, that she doesn't have to move the bases. So I think she's still got just the one, the carrier car seat converter thing for the baby, because I don't think he is old enough for the next step up car seat yet. So Stacey says, that makes sense. We do seem to have half of us procrastinating while the other half works, so it is going back and forth. Yeah, the one brain cell. I don't know how we pick who gets it though. I really don't. Or how to make sure that we all get a fair share of the brain cell. All right, let's do this though. Let's do this. One more sprint, and we'll reconvene and see how we're doing. 1, save your document. 2, make sure that you have a sip of something to hydrate yourself. Cheers. Matt says, hey, I've been very successful at folding laundry. It's amazing. I'm glad one of us is productive. And Stacy says, I obviously do not have the brain cell today. Yeah. Procrastination, productivity should be editing, but you're doing many things, everything else instead. Yes, hydrate or dihydrate. So we did 1, we saved it, we sipped. 3 is to straighten your shoulders, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go, 25 minutes of our silent rainbow timer, rainbow album. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How did that sprint go? That sprint went better for me. The brain cell finally came to me. And I was able to concentrate and get a decent amount of words that time. Somewhere in the close to 600 range, I think. Which is great for 25 minutes. Fantastic. Yeah. So that was a good sprint. I feel like I'm slightly out of focus, but sorry. I'm not sure if it will help if I do the white page or not. We'll find out. Cheers. Maybe a little bit. Funky says, you did well because I projected caffeine into your brain. Yes, exactly. So thank you to Mama Maggie and to Funky for doing that. Stacey says, can I have the brain cell this evening? Pretty please. I will give it back in a few hours. You can have it as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully it will be passed around to where all of us can get a turn, right? Maz finished folding laundry and is off. And Becca organized notes so that you can dive into this chapter. Fantastic. Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to yawn at you. I do not mean to yawn at you. Okay. I think that's probably going to be it. I think I'll spend some time trying to figure out what I want to do for August in the bullet journal this afternoon. Picking out washi tape and stickers and all that kind of stuff. Figuring out design, how I want to shift things. Or I might just go ahead and finish the 5th square. That's also very tempting to do. And get started on the 6th. Because now I have the materials, so I can do that. So I could, for my creative endeavors, the crochet doesn't take a whole lot of brain power. So I don't have to have the brain cell for that, right? At least for that pattern. So. Oh no, Funky is proofreading documents that just have tons of numbers in cells. Ooh. Yeah, those blur. So you definitely need the coffee and the brain cell as well. For sure. Good luck with that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, poll. I need to end the poll. That's what I need to do. So, what kind of diversion is our main character going to be creating? If it'll pop up, that'd be great. 46% of our main characters are just choosing to walk straight in through the front door. 36% would stage an argument or a lover's spat. 18% would cause an explosion, but none of our characters would fake a hostage situation. So there you go. That's our spread of initial diversion ideas, of initial distractions that our main characters would do. So, of course, I could have put pull the fire alarm for the contemporaries. That might have been a better choice than a fake hostage situation, but either way. All right. I'm so sorry. I need to go get some more caffeine, apparently. All right. Thank you very much for... We have a bunch of fly by the seat of our pants main characters. We do. We definitely do. And maybe that's because we're fly by the seat of our pants writers. Some of us, anyway. Not all of us, but some of us. All right. So save your document one more time. Save. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Don't forget, we are getting near the end of the month. So make sure if you back up your projects every month or every quarter and you haven't done it yet, at the end of quarter 2, Maybe put that back on your to-do list, all that kind of thing. All right. Thank you very much. I will talk to y'all soon. I need to schedule Wednesdays and Fridays streams, but that's when we're planning to be back. So, all right. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see y'all soon. Bye.